I made a fake one.
Was Zordon of Eltar actually a villain? That is the question that we are asking today. And first of all, I need to shout out the homie Chris Nielsen for sending me an article from Screen Rant. This thing is pretty crazy and we're gonna get into it. This is a question I never really thought of, but we're gonna give you both sides of the story, tell you kinda how we got here, and then, I wanna hear from the fans in the comments, so let's get into the video. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers finally admits that Zordon is a villain, the article says. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are heroes, but it turns out that their mentor Zordon is a bit more sinister than most people suspect. Zordon was once a great wizard and guardian of the cosmos, and was even a friend of Rita Repulsa's mother, Lady Fianna. However, that relationship soured when Rita set out on a course of universal conquest. The resulting war lasted for 2,000 years, only ending when Zordon sealed her away on Earth's moon, but not before she banished him to a time warp. By the time of her release, the ancient alien and founder of the Power Rangers had existed for countless centuries and had known only war. He had grown accustomed to seeing himself as a savior and a bastion of good that stood tirelessly against evil at all costs. Zordon's role in founding and advising the Power Rangers shows how dedicated he is to the side of good, right? However, fans have long suspected that this ancient space wizard is not as noble as he seems, and that has now been confirmed in Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 104. In the issue, Alpha 1 has joined Rita Repulsa and flat out admits that Zordon has blinded him to the truth of the man, even while he clings to black and white notions of good and evil, and he employs children soldiers to blindly fight a never-ending war. This is an interesting step back for the franchise, which has often hung its heart on the simplistic notions of villains and heroes. It's a bit needed and something different for the franchise that started out as a cheaply produced kids TV show. Zordon's road to hell is paved not only with good intentions, but the bodies of teenagers. When the franchise starts, the original Power Rangers are all in high school, which makes them no older than 18, but possibly even younger. At the very least, they are barely of an age where they can enlist in the military. At worst, they are not even at an age where they can be trusted with a driver's license. Yet Zordon takes these children and puts them on the front lines of his war. In a way, they are too blinded by the power and filled with the belief that they are heroes to ever question Zordon's orders or his intentions, which means they never fully understand what they are being asked to do until it is too late. Rita is no pillar of justice or goodness, but at least she's honest about what she is doing. Zordon, on the other hand, is so enamored with his sense of purpose that no one realizes that the mentor and leader of the Power Rangers is the franchise's true villain. Yo, this was a really good read, and it got you thinking. I actually really like this whole idea and what they're doing in the comics. Now, I almost have to go read this comic and see why Alpha left Zordon. Like, what exactly happened? Because it seems like Zordon is still that dude. Like, yes, it sounds like he's selfish and he does things his way, but at the end of the day, he's trying to stop this lady who's trying to destroy everything. And at the end of the day, we gotta be more on Zordon's side. See, like, when I read the title to this, I'm like, okay, is Zordon really the villain? Though I get it, totally understand where they're going with this. He is selfish, but I need to read more into the story. Why did Alpha leave him? Because that actually makes me kind of invested and interested in that. But as of right now, Zordon, yes, you could say he was selfish for sure. He's always going after the young teenagers because he can actually mold them and make him do his dirty work. And like, adults are a little bit different, man. They're trying to get a team of Rangers that are young enough that they can influence, they can mold, they can use, and totally understand where they're coming from. But this is almost like a military, and we've seen the US military do way dirtier stuff than this. I'm not saying Zordon is perfect, okay? I'm definitely saying, though, that Rita Repulsa and everybody else was trying to blow up the Earth. So, yes, he went out and got who he thought would work, and with kids dying, nobody wants to frickin' see that. So I get the whole argument there. Is it reckless? Yes. Is it selfish? Yes. But is he the true villain? I don't know. Because if he was the true villain, if he went away, bad shit would still happen. Rita Repulsa would still be destroying. Like, if Zordon went away, things would absolutely get worse, man. And he is the main reason why a lot of those villains got destroyed. The whole Z-Wave, like, sacrifice me. Maybe that story can be talked about more. And he did that because he felt bad for hurting other people. At the same time, like, I gotta do what is right. I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I talked all this stuff to the other Rangers. I gotta do it now. And maybe that was his redemption, but at the end of the day, Zordon is not the villain, not the main villain. He has made mistakes. They've all made mistakes. If you say that Zordon is the villain, then you almost gotta say, like, a lot of these other allies are villains then. Demetria is a villain. Dr. K, Nate Silva, and now both of those two kind of created a virus. Like, Dr. K created Venjix, and then Nate Silva basically brought Venjix back to life as Evox. And they're not villains, like, they just made a mistake. Zordon is in the same situation, except he knows what he's doing. He's being reckless, he's being selfish a little bit, but at the end of the day, if he left the storyline, things would get worse because the real villain would take over and rule, right? So yes, he is a protector. The Morphing Grid trusts him. If you look at the Morphing Masters, they're not perfect, they're making mistakes, but they're there to protect the grid, right? It's interesting because nobody can be perfect, but Zordon's not a villain in my eyes. The only thing that can change it is if we find more info in this comic that he is actually doing some dirty stuff. He's actually going out of his way to hurt the Rangers or to set them up or kill them. Something nuts, right? Now Zordon's evil, but Zordon's not evil. Zordon is trying to do the right thing, and sometimes you do the wrong thing. And he's not even on a Void Knight level, if you ask me. He's just trying to get people to help him, and he thinks that teenagers would be best. There's an argument there that teenagers is not the best. So yes, that itself is where the recklessness and selfishness comes in. But hey, he's not evil, man. He's not evil. Zordon has done a lot of things in life that shows he's not evil, but this was a great article. And when my homie sent me this over, I'm like, very misleading title because he really isn't the villain, if you ask me, but I love where they're going with it. Unless they write him a whole separate arc where he starts to become a villain, how crazy would that be in the comics? But the Zordon that I know is good. Who knows where they could go, though? 'Cause the comics can be a different world sometimes. That's what's cool about the comics. There's so many different versions and ways that they can take it. So I'm really excited to see what they're doing with this. We'll keep following it, and I don't read every single issue of the comics. I have about 40 or 50 in my possession right now. And dude, I just love the whole series. Ever since they first started releasing this, like 6-7 years ago at this point, it has just been a really awesome time. The fans have gotten behind it because it's good. I can't read the comics like I want to, but I love to make videos like stuff like this because it could impact stories down the line, and it's kind of fun to talk about. So do you think that Zordon is a villain? Are you kind of thinking how I'm thinking? Like, yes, he's made some mistakes, but he's still a good dude. Like, he's still a good guy. Because at the end of the day, if Zordon leaves the storyline, then the real villain is gonna take over. So yes, he's not the real villain here, but I see where they're going with it. But let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching the show, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members: Anime King Nick, Chaos Draco, the Arctic Operator, Thomas Franco, Austin White, Willie Maloney, and Tim Rage. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you want shout outs at the end of my videos like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this content, you know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. You can also become a member. Please join the fan club support team right now. We have a Blue Ranger power-up and a Gold Ranger power-up. This is an awesome way to talk with the fans. Join a fan club official chat group. You can also be featured in our videos. At the end of the videos, I will shout you out. That's if you get the Gold Ranger power-up membership. Go check it out. Go support the fan club. We love you guys, and thanks for watching. Peace.